Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to your Friday, the 3rd of July update. And today is a bit of a well, it's not really jam-packed as last week. You would know, guys, if you watched last week's two-part video. We did one on Saturday and one on Sunday. We had to do it in two parts because there was a lot of veg news to go through on that episode. Today's a little bit shorter because we don't have as much veg news to go through. So it would be hard to believe that you think we wouldn't actually have any veg news because we had so much of it last week. But we've actually got some turnip news. There's one that we can nearly pick and there's one that we can pick, but we're not going to pick it yet because we don't really have anything to go with it. Like what we're having for dinner or anything. But it's just in here. It's this one here. You can see it's very big. And when they're ready, it's about like 2 to 3 inches. And if you get them, and they can be like potato substitutes if they get any bigger and you can't catch them in time. But you can actually eat them raw if you catch them small enough. So I've not had turnip before and I'm actually quite looking forward to trying. So the next update is the beetroot, and we mentioned this last week. This was the exciting bit last week because we had quite a lot of big beetroots. But this, however, we think is the biggest one after looking around. It's this one here, and it's nearly ready to pick. I think it's got a little bit longer to go yet. I'm sure my dad will tell me when he's talking about what we need to do in the videos. I'm sure he'll let me know that at some point. So we just had to switch over to my mum's phone because my dad's phone ran out of space because we're doing a lot of this like camera work. So a bit of tomato news. Well, in the greenhouse, I'll show you that in a second. Or not in a second, but I'll show you that later on in the episode. But we've got a few more trusses of tomato leaves, flowers. And it isn't a surprise that the outdoor one is a little bit behind the indoor in the greenhouse. So some exciting runner-bee news now. We've got quite a few little that starts of runner-bee. So we've got 2 little bits of garden coming through. And we didn't buy it, and they weren't the best of bulbs, so we weren't really expecting much, but we've got 2, which is a bit of a result. Well, it's not really a result because we would have preferred maybe 3 or 4 maybe. But next year not next year we will plant them. This year we'll replant them in this spot in autumn, ready for next spring. So we've actually got a little squash starting to, like a little squash flower, which is where the squash grows. And my dad's just showing me it. And then if we just go over to the cucumbers, there's quite a few little cucumbers growing. There's one there, which is quite obvious. There's a couple just around. There's a few other ones as well, but they're doing quite a good job of hiding. I really like cucumbers, so I'm really looking forward to being able to try them, picking them up. And it's better than just going into the supermarket. You sort of know where they come from, but you don't know how much work has to be put into them to grow them until you actually do it. So this is our partly raised bed. It's meant to be raised, but we sort of didn't really add enough soil really. Well, we did. I think it all just sort of went. So some exciting broccoli news. There's actually a little broccoli head coming through, and there's also a couple of there's some spring onions that are ready to pick. So this is our other raised bed, and we've been picking courgettes and lettuce regularly, and we're planning to have a big harvest of lettuce. And we've actually had a big harvest, and that is in a previous episode on in the week. Go check that out. It shouldn't be too far down. You should be able to see it. But yeah. So our delphinium is starting to flower, and so we need to stake this up at some point. Because we watch our gardening programme that we watch every week called Garden as well. It's on BBC. And basically when they get too heavy they flop down, so you need to stake them up and that's a bit what's happening with ours. So we think these are foxgloves, and they're flowering quite nicely now. We've got a few others, we've got a few around the garden, but they haven't quite flowered yet. So our little alpine patch, I don't even call it an area, it's a little patch. And this one's doing really well, so maybe this will open out. I'm not too sure until we find out. But looking from that, these bits have opened up. I think they're going to open up. All these little bits are going to open up. But we'll see. But we'll see when it actually happens. So we've got to do a little bit of a maintenance job on our sweet peas. This week, maybe this weekend. Because we need to probably put this a bit more upright like this. But that means we'll probably need to add a little, maybe another cane, and then pull it up straight, cable tie it quite tightly into place, and we should then be able to leave that to grow. And it's flowering quite nicely at the moment. And then next to us is some lilies, and this is yet to open. So is this one, and this one's coming through. But this one is flowering, and so is part of the flower that I was just showing you is flowering. And then we've got what looks like some, like, I guess you could call them like little like daisies. I guess you could call them, because the hedges remind me of like daisies, or like, so it could be a daisy bush. So we actually think the purple plant that I was just showing you isn't actually a lily, and it's because the lily plant is actually all the way back here. You can see it starts there, and this plant starts and this plant is multiple plants that we've put that someone's put together. I think it was the previous owners of the house, because I don't remember planting any. So I don't remember planting purple flowers there. But let's move on to the next bit. So our other lily is started to flower, and I actually really like these. It's a little bit different to the styles that we've got in our garden. So basically we are now at the greenhouse, so we want to update you quickly on the greenhouse. There's a few bits to go through, so let's just get started. And the first thing is our grapes. That you can see they're getting quite big, and we're trying not to step in the greenhouse as much as possible. One, because there isn't much space at all, and two, because it's quite hot in there. But the next thing to update on is that we've got a lot of melon flowers. So hopefully soon we will start to see signs of some melons. And the next bit is to do the update you on the tomatoes, and you can see they're green right now. They will turn into red, and they will I think they'll get a little bit bigger as well, and that's when we'll know they're ready to harvest. So going back to the grapes, the vine at the very back has outgrown its cane, so we're gonna have to do something about that if we're not gonna plant them out this year, but we haven't totally decided that yet. So this is the first time we've seen the start of a little pepper. So that's the first pepper that we've seen, so it's quite exciting, which means soon we can be able to enjoy them in like a curry or something. So you'd remember from when we pulled these suckers off our tomatoes, that we saved 6 of them to try and get maybe some little tomato sort of trees, not trees, but you know what I mean, yeah, plants. It's like a gardening word that you should have glued into your head, but it never comes to me with tomatoes. But yeah, so it might be too late into the season to plant them out, but we are gonna try. And this is the last that we're gonna see of our two of our clippings from our hydrangea. I think we've got like 3 more around the garden. But this is because these are going down to my nan's. I'm going down tonight, and because I didn't want to leave you guys without a video, I'm gonna be recording from my nan's house, and I'm gonna be giving you a tour of her garden. And it's quite a bit bigger than ours. Yeah, it's quite a bit bigger than ours. I'm sure you'll be able to see those. She's only got flowers, so I don't think she's got any veg. But it will still be exciting nonetheless. But I hope you enjoyed today's Friday, the 3rd of July. I said June in the intro, but it's July. So I hope you enjoyed today's Friday, the 3rd of July update. It's the first one of the month, and there will be a few more. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, don't forget to leave your comments down below. I try to get back to you. If not, I asked my dad to get back to you guys. And I think we're doing quite a good job with getting around to everyone. So keep commenting, guys. I do really appreciate the support. And very soon, I will have a Facebook and Instagram page, and it will be Grow Your Imagination. But I'll tell you that more on when it comes. Because that won't be until probably Sunday, maybe even Monday, because I have to get it all set up first. But there's 2 videos popping up now, or one's a playlist. So there's a playlist and a video coming up. One is the video is the how to make a trellis in under 5 minutes, and the playlist is the potato playlist. So there's about 5 videos for you to pick there. And I'm just mentioning the potatoes because the potatoes are next to me, and I think it'll be not for too long when we can harvest. But if you did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.